Hello students, welcome to Study Hive. In this video we are going to discuss about salts. This is the second part of your chapter 2, that is acids, bases and salts. The previous video I have already discussed about acids and bases. I have given the link of that video in the description box. Please do watch that video also. In this video we are going to discuss about definition of salts, the pH of the salts, about the common salt and the compounds which are produced using common salt as one of the raw material, and also we are going to discuss about water of crystallization. So let us start with the definition of the salts. Salts are ionic compounds which are electrically neutral, which are formed as a result of neutralization reaction of an acid and base. So what are ionic compounds? Ionic compounds are made up of ions. They are electrically neutral. The salts are electrically neutral. So let us take the example of sodium chloride to understand these terms. Sodium chloride is made up of Na plus and Cl minus. These are two radicals. So positively charged radical is called cation and negatively charged radical is called as anions. So let us understand what is meant by electrically neutral. Let us see the number of cation. It is 1 and number of anion is also 1. So one positive and one negative gets cancelled to form 0. So the total charge on NaCl is 0. So they are electrically neutral. They are formed as a result of neutralization reaction. What is neutralization reaction? When an acid and a base reacts, it will form salt and water. So they are result of neutralization reaction. They have both positive and negative radicals. See the positive and the negative radicals. So how do you decide the pH of salts? pH of salts is decided whether they are made up of strong acid or strong base, or a weak base or a weak acid. So when the strong acid reacts with the strong base, it will always form the neutral salts. A very good example for this is when hydrochloric acid reacts with sodium hydroxide, that is NaOH, it will result to form NaCl, that is sodium chloride, and one molecule of water. So sodium chloride is neutral as it is formed by strong acid and a strong base. When the acid is stronger and the base is weaker, it will always form the acidic salts as the strong acid is involved. When the weak acid and strong base reacts, they will always form the basic salts. So let us see the example for acidic salt formation. When hydrochloric acid, it is a strong acid, reacts with ammonium hydroxide, it will form ammonium chloride and water. So ammonium chloride is slightly acidic. The pH of ammonium chloride is below 7. When the weak acid reacts with the strong base, it will form basic salts. When HCN, which is a weak acid, reacts with KOH, which is very strong base, it will form KCN and water. So why does it happens? Why does they form acidic or basic salts? It is because of incomplete neutralization. Incomplete neutralization results to form either acidic or basic salts. Let us study about common salt. The common salt formula is NaCl. How it is formed? The common salt is formed as a result of reaction between HCl and NaOH. It will form NaCl. It is a neutral salt because it is formed as a result of reaction between strong acid and a strong base. And common salt is not obtained by this industrial application. It is not happening in the industry because the common salt is abundantly, freely available in the nature, in the marine and sea waters. They will take and evaporate all the water and they will get the salt. And also we will see so many deposits of the salts. They can extract and they can purify from there also. We can prepare so many products or so many compounds using salt, that is sodium chloride, as one of the raw material. Some of them are sodium hydroxide, bleaching powder, that is calcium hypochlorite, etc. So let us see how the sodium hydroxide is prepared. When the electricity is passed in the aqueous solution of sodium chloride. What is aqueous solution? In aqueous solution, the solvent will be water. It decomposes and sodium hydroxide is formed. Let us see how it is formed. See, this is the setup for preparation of sodium hydroxide or caustic soda. What are there here? There is an anode and a cathode. Anode is positively charged and cathode is negative. We have two electrodes here, one is anode and another one is cathode. We are feeding with the brine, that is NaCl, and so brine is made up of sodium chloride and water. It is a mixture of sodium chloride and water. When we feed it, the electricity passes here. Here everywhere brine will be there. So what happens? The brine, due to electricity, passing of electricity, the ions will split into, the ions of NaCl will split into Na plus Cl minus, and water will decompose into NaH plus and OH minus. So we can see that they have some charge on them. So always negative charge moves towards positive charge, and positive charge will move towards negative charge. That is, opposite charges will always attract. So we can see that Na plus will move towards the negative charge, that is towards cathode. OH minus will also move towards the cathode. But chlorine Cl minus and H plus will move towards the anode. So that's why we see that chlorine gas is produced in the anode and hydrogen gas is produced in the cathode. So this chlorine gas is used for water treatment and also the water cleaning the swimming pool waters and producing of PVC and disinfectant, and it is also used in the CFCs and also used in the preparation of pesticides. What about hydrogen? Hydrogen gas is used as a fuel, and also it can be used in the preparation of NH3, that is ammonia. Again, the ammonia can be used in the preparation of fertilizers. Then NaOH is formed and it is released through this opening. So what is the reaction that is happening here is NaCl plus H2O, after passing of electricity, NaOH is formed and chlorine gas is formed and hydrogen gas is formed. So hope this is clear. See, here you can see chlorine is also produced and also some alkali product. Alkali product is also produced here. So it is called chlor-alkali process. Because of this reason, it is also called as chlor-alkali process. The next product we are going to study is bleaching powder, CaOCl2. It is also called as calcium hypochlorite or calcium oxychloride. So how do we prepare this one? See, after producing this caustic soda, we have seen that chlorine is produced here as a waste product. It is not used here. The main product we want was NaOH. We have got from here, but it is a waste product. So that's why what we are doing, we are using this same chlorine in the production of bleaching powder. When the calcium hydroxide, that is slaked lime. The calcium hydroxide is called slaked lime. Acted with the chlorine gas, it produces calcium hypochlorite and also water. The bleaching powder is used for bleaching of cotton, and it is a strong oxidizing agent, and it is used in the chemical industries as an oxidant, and also it is used in cleaning the drinking water. It makes the germs die because it is a strong oxidizing agent. It can kill the germs in the drinking water, so it is used as a cleaning agent in the water also. So next product what we are seeing is baking soda with the formula NaHCO3. The baking soda is commonly used in a cooking process. So NaCl plus H2O plus CO2 plus NH3 will give NH4Cl, ammonium chloride, and also NaHCO3, that is baking soda. The uses of the baking soda are, it is used in the preparation of sodium carbonate. Next we can use the same baking soda in the preparation of sodium chloride, that is Na2CO3. It is also called as washing soda. We will see that. So it is also used in the cooking process as a raising agent in the baking industry, in the bakeries. Next we are seeing washing soda, Na2CO3 0.10H2O. When baking soda, that is NaHCO3, is heated, it will give Na2CO3. The same 2CO3 is added with 10 molecules of water to form washing soda. What is the use of washing soda? Washing soda can be used in the soap making industries, and also it is used in the glass and paper industries, and also it is used in the removal of hardness of the water. It is used in the preparation of borax also. Next we are going to study water of crystallization. Before going to its definition, let us do a small activity. Let us take copper sulfate, which is blue in color, sky blue color. When we heat it, it will turn into a decolor. The color of the copper sulfate changes. It will turn pale. And also we see that the water molecules are in the test tube. So what do we understand by this? Copper sulfate is a salt. It contains some amount of water. After heating it, the water vapor comes out and it is there on the test tube, inner surface of the test tube, and the color of the copper sulfate has changed. This same decolorized copper sulfate, it is added with the water again. After that you will see that color has again reappeared. So by this we can understand that all the salts contain some amount of water in them, which is called as water of crystallization. This is called water of crystallization. Let us see the definition. It is fixed number of water molecules present in one formula unit of salt. In one formula unit of salt, there is some number of water molecules present. It is called water of crystallization. Some of the salts which contains water are gypsum, plaster of Paris, copper sulfate, etc. Let us see the plaster of Paris. Plaster of Paris has the formula CaSO4 0.5 H2O. Then gypsum is produced using the plaster of Paris. We'll add 1.5 molecules of water to form CaSO4 0.2 H2O. So we have seen that half H2O. How does a molecule contains half H2O? Is it possible to have half H2O? No, it is not possible to have half a molecule. But how half H2O is written here? So it indicates that, see here I have drawn one molecule of calcium sulfate, another molecule of calcium sulfate. These both the molecule shares only one water molecule. That's why each contains half and half molecule of water. You can see here this has half a molecule of water, this also has half a molecule of water. That's why we have to write CaSO4 half H2O. One molecule of calcium sulfate can have half molecule of water. So this was the end of this session. If you have any doubts, please do comment in the comment box. Please subscribe to my channel, share with your friends and like the videos. If you really like the videos, please hit the like button. Thank you.